Will we start? Hi, Zilda. Nice to see you.
Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Can everyone please turn on their cameras?
Hi, all. Hi.
Hi, Pista. Hi.
Hi everyone.
So, hello everyone. Happy Women's Day to all of you here, like all the beautiful women here. And hi, Saurabh. Like, hi. So, we will start. I'll start with a quick introduction from my side. My name is Zata. I've been a senior product manager at Value Pitch. Currently, I'm moderating this on behalf of Malti. She will be joining soon, but I'm the moderating session. So we have a good lineup of speakers today on our how to use AI as a career co-pilot. We have Himani, which is a senior PM having decade plus experience. We have Ananya. We have Aarti. I'll give it to them to introduce them one by one of them, and then we can quick jump start into the session. Over to you, Himani.
Hey, hi everyone. Happy Women's Day and thanks Spark Fraud community to give us a platform wherein we can give insights and also learn something out of this. And I hope it will be a valuable one for every one of you. I'm Himani Mittal and I am a senior manager of product in Concentrix, wherein I'm taking care of customer experience and internal threat monitoring products for customer success teams. Overall, I have 11 years of experience and I have worked in software engineering and then moved into product management. Keeping in line with today's agenda, I would want to reflect on how AI has been considerable. AI has been a considerable, I'll say, assistant for me, wherein it has helped me shorten my PDLC life cycle, wherein I can directly go ahead and create a prototype from the idea and get it iterated faster, tested faster, and basically take out a value product in a short time span. So that has been my experience with AI and how it has accelerated my career so far. I'll pass on the stage to my fellow speakers here. Ananya, over to you.
Hi everyone. Happy Women's Day. Have lovely, very pretty looking women over here. Welcome. And thanks Nitya, Maltin, Himani, and the Sparkboard community for giving me the chance to speak over here. So I come from a technical background. I had been a QA and then I had moved into the product role. So yes, I come from almost 11, 12 years of experience. And I have worked into multiple companies from startups to like state funded startup to mid-size to now working to a MNC. And for recent 2 to 3 years almost, I have been working very like all my products, whatever I've launched and everything, are specifically into generative AI space. So yes, I had been. I think it's if counting, it will be like almost 5 to 6 product features which I have launched across the last 2 startups and also the current company that I'm working on. So yes, I think with all the things taken into considerations, will have a great session today, and I will like to share whatever I have learned from my journey of generative AI, and that how and what specific AI skills you can use, to up your career game, and also how to learn more about generative AI. That's all. Okay, over to you, Aarti.
Okay, thanks, Ananya. Hi, everyone. First of all, congratulations for joining on Sunday morning. So really kudos to you. My name is Aarti Mankar. I've worked in the CCAS space for the past 18 years. For anyone less familiar, the CCAS is a contact center as a service. So one of my recent work has been building AI-driven workforce management for global omni-channel contact centers. So we used multiple models for AI-powered forecasting and agent schedule generation for around 5,000 plus agents across different locations, time zones, and different regulatory constraints. At first, the workflow was not fully autonomous. It was a human-in-the-loop system, and with automation thresholds and checkpoints, I measured the trust performance through override rates, adherence scores, and the schedule efficiency. We created multiple feedback loops to continuously retrain and tune the system. So this is just one of the examples I thought I'll share. And what we did in this is beyond checking model accuracy, my focus was on strong deployment controls, evaluation matrix, and human oversight. That's me. Thank you. Okay, over to you, Nitya. You're on mute.
Yes. Thank you so much for a wonderful introduction. I warmly welcome you all today in Spark Fraud and Product Talk with Malti's channel. So just a quick thing before we jump into the session, I want to introduce Spark Fraud and Product Talk with Malti. We are right now 1.5 years old community. We have all the product leaders across the globe as our community members. We recently launched our community page where you can register and get on our website. So I can quickly show you how it is. Yeah, this is our website community page, and all the leaders who are there are linked here. So I would like you, if you want to be a part of our WhatsApp community, most of you are. So can you please fill the form here in the community section and be a part of our community? We keep launching the free resources and these kind of webinars for our community. So I would do like to check out. We have our podcast. I will soon share that link as well. This will also be posted there. This session will be posted there. Yeah, so would like welcome you all to our community part and this session. Without further doing things, I would like you to add the session. Okay, yeah, Himani, sure. So my first, as we know, the today's topic is how you use AI as a career, your career co-pilot. AI has been integral part of our workforce, specifically GenAI. AI has been very long, but GenAI is very recent, like 2022. But it becomes the talk of the town, and because of that, we are like using it is affecting our entire professional area. We are using it from making the softwares to there's no one area left in a white collar job which is not being used by AI. So in this, we will see like when you are in a white collar job from a product perspective, from different perspective, how do you use AI to increase your efficiency? That's what like today's managements professionals are supposed to win. So in this 45 minutes of sessions, our speakers will tell you how to use AI as their career co-pilot with their decades of experience in the profession and 3+ years like since GenAI came and they are early adopters and they can work on it. So let's start the round table. My first question is to Himani. That how has AI changed the expectation from professionals at mid to senior career levels, who are at mid to senior career levels, and how it you think the industry would go in that? So over to you, Himani. What do you think about it? And yeah.
Right. So one that's a really critical and important question to ask in the current state of things that are. So personally, what I have seen, the shift that I have experienced and I've understood by talking with other professionals who are in same journey as me, is basically we need to focus on bringing in AI orchestration along with how we used to operate usually. So it's not just about now working on your own vision and doing everything on your own, but instead integrating AI everywhere in your complete life cycle here. So what that means is to work on 3H basically. So the 3H, what do I mean by that is how do we learn? So how do we learn AI? How do we make key decisions with it? And from the leadership perspective, how do we lead the teams in that direction? So when I talk about learning, so I just quickly take an example so that it's more understandable. So in my previous organization, we had built a test automation flow for Salesforce workflows. Now there we had to integrate AI. So we had to understand that with AI model, for different AI models, how are they going to interpret the test scenarios, or how are the outputs going to be? And with different kind of prompts, how are we optimizing our outcomes? And also identifying that which output is actually meaningful or it's not that meaningful, or do we need to iterate over it, and where all our automation can break due to the AI integration that we have brought in. So one is around the learning aspect of us, and second is about applying it hands-on. Right? Now when I talked about key decision making part, so in our day-to-day works, especially as a product manager, wherein we need to do market analysis, we need to plan the roadmap, or maybe create PR FAQs, etc. So there the expectation is that now we use AI to basically perform that first level of research, get the output, and then identify now that is where the key PM skill comes into place, wherein we make the decision of identifying does that output suit well? Do I need to fine tune? Do I need to add more context to it? Or do I need to, prompt better so that I am getting the output which is actually useful? Because as we all know, there's a lot of hallucination that might happen. So we do not need to work mindlessly, but it's more like we also need to have a basic idea, get the output, and then iterate over it. So it's more of like a kickstart, and we have to at every point make a decision: do we accept that output, or do we make it much more better? So that's another thing. And the last thing that I talk about for leadership was that how do you make your teams function in the AI first format. So as a leadership person, you need to provide that environment, that encouragement to your teams, that they use AI effectively in their day-to-day workflows, but not overly rely on it. It's more like they should be able to use AI as an autopilot, or sorry, not autopilot. They should be able to use it as a co-pilot, not as a autopilot. So, so basically, to put it into everything into one line, it's more like work with AI while orchestrating the workflows, while keeping humans in loop. So that is how the expectation has shifted from just taking a decision as a single person, but now using AI as an assistant. So yeah, that is what I have experienced.
I like Binny, your points of view. That's very nice. That Imani, can you hear me?
Yeah, so
Hello.
can you go again?
Yes.
Has Nitya dropped off? Or?
Yeah, I think so. There's some probably.
Looks like some network issue.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So that's no problem. I think we can take it up until Nitya joins us back. So let me just get back to the agenda. Um, right. Let's hear from Ananya on what's her take here. Just a second. Yeah. So, Ananya, the another thing that we would want to understand is that beyond prompting or technical skills, what new professional skill will become critical in an AI-driven workplace going forward, and how do you see it evolving?
Thanks, Himali, for the question. Yeah, I think I resonate a lot with Himali told. In fact, almost 100% of it. She specifically had mentioned one of the point was we need to reiterate and we need to understand how the outputs that AI is currently giving us. And we have a there is that's I think the most important skill which is currently coming into the market in our professional life, and we have a term for it. The term is called AI literate judgment or AI literacy. So this is basically like whenever we give a prompt to the any model, any LLM model, and whatever the output we get, we are supposed to judge it, we are supposed to understand it, and we are supposed to have an idea that yes, the AI has given us the right or the wrong, or are we supposed to use it? So that's where the AI literate judgment or the AI literacy comes into the picture. I feel that if I take an use case of mine, every day across my professional life, I use AI heavily. Like I use Figma, make a prototyping tool. I use Claude Enterprise. I use Teams Co-Pilot. And almost for, if I just give an example, I will be telling that I almost write 10 to 20 prompts minimum in a day, which is a good number of prompting. But then the trait what I have noticed is AI never 50 to 60% of the time the correct answer. I don't say the correct answer, it's very biased. So in the biased ways, how it looks like is you have set a right tone for it, and it always like adhere to that tone. So there are a lot of times the numbers, whatever the data it speaks, those are synthetic data, and it often like deviates from the industry standards. So we need to have that judgment in our head to understand that yes, whatever the AI output is coming through the generative AI models, those are the one which we can use. So I feel that judgment is something that's a very, very important skill. In fact, the most important skill which we need to use in today's professionals. And I think the second of the skill which is very, very important is a problem, like whatever we have thought of, like the problem framing. You can tell multiple things to the AI. You can just write, it's just a prompt. You can have n number of things, like from a product perspective, you can just put and copy paste the whole PRD to a prompt to a LLM, and they can give you multiple, prototyping ideas and everything. Problem over there is we need to understand whether we are able to make AI understand that what we exactly want. That's the most important thing. And I think we will all agree the first ever prompt never works. Second, never. Third, never. In fact, I think I go to an iteration of 10, 12 prompt. Finally, I'm able to get an output. So it's all about the clarity. It's about how we are thinking. It's about how we are framing the problem statement to the AI. So I feel prompting is very easy. But how we write the prompt, what we are thinking before writing the prompt, how we are clarifying our problem statement, I feel that's something, that's the second most skill we really, really need to have. And yeah, there are multiple tools also out of it there. Since we are talking about the generative AI aspects and everything, I will really urge everyone to go and explore multiple tools. There is a prototyping tool. There are multiple LLMs over there. Recently, we have coding agents like Codex. We have Cloud Code. We have prototyping tool like a Figma Make. We have multiple tools over here. Please go and explore them and read about the concept of iterative prompting. That's very, very important. If you don't know, please look it up. It's iterative prompting. It really is helpful while doing multiple versions in the prompting perspective. Okay, and the last point is, as a product person, whenever we are building AI-driven product, generative AI-driven product. Currently I work in a company which is a MNC, and we specifically cater to European Union, EU customer, US customer. So what I have seen is, we need to really understand the governance part, meaning what are the current legalities aspect to whatever the products we are developing. Like, for example, if a product is basically sold in Europe, then we are supposed to adhere the European EU AI Act, which will be, I think, enforced from 2026. Similarly, for US, we have multiple AI Act according to the states. So, like, we have Colorado, there are other states, and all over it comes under NIST framework. These are the things. And I feel the skills you are supposed to read, at least to know the compliance, the legality, the ethical, how the data are flowing and everything. Those just gives you a kickstart if you're planning to build, or if you're already building a completely generative AI-driven organization. Product in your organization. So I feel these are the skills specifically from a GenAI perspective. If you want to scale up, read about all these things, because there are some things which I have learned and I have felt. Once you have all this around, so really very helpful. That's all from me. Yeah, over to you, Mani.
Great. Great to listen those awesome insights from you, Ananya. Let's move to Aarti now. So, Aarti, keeping our today's agenda in mind, we would like to hear from you that why is it really important for more women to come up and get involved in building and leading AI? So, yeah, what are your thoughts on it?
So, very relevant question, Himani, especially for today. So, I know many of you are already leading AI initiatives in your respective fields. So, I'll give my perspective. I feel the AI journey has 4 layers. First is using AI. Second is creating value with AI. Third is how do we stay relevant in this AI economy? And fourth is leading the AI race. So obviously, the basic AI literacy is bare minimum. Right? So everyone must be using AI to automate your routine work, build products faster, bring efficiency into your everyday tasks. These are table stakes, right? These are bare minimum. Now, when we look at the second point, which is creating value with AI, what we are talking about is decision intelligence, right? Building financial simulation models, running scenario planning, building data assets, integrating LLMs into our workflows, process redesign. So, for example, using AI would be automating your old workflows, your existing workflows. And creating value with AI would be redesigning your workflows completely. That's where you're creating a value. Again, all of this is very important work, but it doesn't give you high leverage, right? Your leverage is still very limited, even when you're creating value with AI. Let's talk about the third point, which is staying relevant in the AI ecosystem. How do we stay relevant, say, 5 years from now? We need to learn how AI actually works, right? Understand tokens, understand embeddings, RAG, the memory systems, understand the evaluation, the inference costs, what are the human in the loop workflows, understand the orchestration frameworks like LangGraph, LangChain, understand the guardrails and AI safety. And just theoretical knowledge is not going to help. I know many of us are already working, but building in AI every week is quite important because that's how we would learn. Now, the fourth layer is leading the race. Now, we know AI is moving out of the experimentation phase and into, sorry to be dramatic, but something called, it's going to be the most centralized technological power shift since the internet. AI is no longer a product feature. It's becoming part of the core decision system in hiring, in credit loans, in healthcare platforms, in education, so on. These are all critical domains, industries for any society. So the conversation here is no longer about adoption of AI. It's about design authority. So when I talk about design authority, what do I mean is how data is used, how models are evaluated, where automation is allowed, and most importantly, where it is not allowed. What risks are acceptable? I feel this is where the long-term influence is going to be, because that's where the systems are designed. So the real question is, who's calling shots behind the AI system design and deployment, right? That's where the AI behaves. That's what decides how AI will behave in the real world. Now let's zoom out a little bit. As we know, AI systems learn from historical data. The historical data has historical biases. If we deploy without intervention, AI will industrialize that inequality at scale. And we just get automation of the existing patterns. And we've already seen this, right? Imagine hiring AI, which has trained, the model has been trained for the past 20 years of corporate data. In that data, male candidates were preferred for leadership roles. Unless we correct it, it learns that pattern as a success, and it's going to follow that. Another example is credit scoring AI that is trained on financial data. When small startups, they work through informal networks. So system treats the missing data as higher risk. And such startups, such loan applicators, their loan may get rejected because of the historical data and how it has been. Another example in the healthcare diagnosis, let's take an example of, let's say your healthcare AI is trained on the Western physiological data. Symptoms for other populations could be different. So your AI could misdiagnose. And none of this is malicious. It's a structure, right? These blind spots get engineered into system design. And once this design scales, it becomes an infrastructure, and these gaps become the norms. And I feel that's where the women's leadership matters more than ever. And this is not for optics, or this is not for symbolism, or being diverse, being diverse, right? This is to ensure that systems that are being built now, they do not hardcore yesterday's biases into tomorrow's infrastructure. So what should we do? So we need to be present in the rooms where decisions are made. Decisions about which models get deployed, how do we measure the accuracy, what bias thresholds are acceptable, what data is considered valid, is there any population that is underrepresented in the data set, and how do we govern inference cost, and how do we calculate ROI across model choices? For example, for a simple task, you would want to use an open source model. For a complex task, you can use a complex model. That's what will give us the infrastructure control. Now, we know AI systems are shaping opportunities. It's shaping how opportunities will be distributed. So this is huge, and I feel we need to be dramatic about it. So it's important to be present in the rooms where those systems are designed, because AI will scale whatever we design into. So I just want to conclude saying that we need to move beyond AI tools and models and start building strong governance. So we make sure that the AI is democratized and there is no AI monopoly. And once we do that, then we can celebrate the Women's Day. Okay, that's from me. Okay, over to you, Nitya. You're on mute.
Can you hear me now? Yeah. So I was so mesmerized listening to you, Aarti. Like, it gives me a very new perspective on how the AI governance, like, we should move beyond the AI tools and we should focus on more of AI governance. It's very nice to listen from you, and thank you so much for bringing a very different perspective on this. I missed Ananya's and Himania's. I get the connection lost. I'm so sorry for that. But now moving on to next, we'll take a pause here and moving on to our audience. Do you have any questions for the speakers today? Need to answer, or shall we continue with the questions which we have gathered from our community?
I have one question. Rather, I wouldn't call this really a question, or maybe a thought for the discussion. So yeah, thank you very much for everybody's views, and I mean it's been really very educating. And Aarti, yeah, absolutely, what you said is very true, and I have also been experiencing some of those biases. I wouldn't call, I don't know whether bias is the right word, but that is how, as you said, rightly said, it's because of the history that models have been trained that way. So when we say we have to be in the room, or women should also take part in the decision making, or be there in the leadership roles and stuff like that, is there any way that we can ensure that, or is it something like, okay, we all have to step up and be there in those, or be in those shoes, and to ensure that history gets modified, or basically we try to change the history there, so that our uh, whatever we want to say, those things are getting recorded. So how do we achieve that is my question. Hope it is clear. I mean, maybe it is slightly, I'm also thinking what to do about it. So yeah.
Thanks for that question, Jalita. That's a very spot on question. The critical thing is how, right?
Yeah.
So what I would say, and I would say, is knowledge is your power, right? Even Elon Musk said that spend every waking hour learning about AI. We don't know how it's going to evolve, right? So we definitely need to be learning the really basics, like really the foundational models, what happens right from the foundation up. Uh, Foundation of most of the algorithms is statistics, right? So if you start learning from statistics, and there is really good course just freely available on YouTube, which is by professors of either Harvard or Stanford University. They've given a complete, it's I think 1,000 videos on statistics, right? So we need to start learning the foundations, right from the foundations. What infra is used, how much, what is the cost for making one decision, right? How much data center is used, what energy is used for that data center, number one. Second is we need to have an expert domain knowledge, right? So even if you're not technically aware on the models, if you have the domain knowledge, you're the right person to be in that room to make those decisions. I don't know how many of you have heard that US defense has gone from Anthropics to OpenAI just last couple of days. So here there was nothing technical about it, but it's all about power. Who has the power,
Yes.
who has the decision making, who makes the decision, right? Second, so I don't know how many of you have heard about the computer that's been launched by Perplexity. It's one of the, I mean, I think one of the most expensive tools that I have come across. It's around 20,000 rupees per month. But it's like what we are doing today. We are putting multiple prompts, we are combining things together. It's replacing literally you. Like what you are doing, you just give it a very clear, the only thing it needs is a clear goal, and it does everything for you. It has like something like 19 agents in the background. So yeah, what I would say is foundational knowledge, and then the domain knowledge. I think that may get you entry to those rooms.
Thank you, Arti. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, about this Trump's decision, I actually thought they're still using Claude AI, because recently, whatever bombings that they did on Iran, they were all decided by Claude. But thanks for that information. I didn't know that they have formally decided to move to OpenAPI. Sorry, OpenAI.
They've just signed.
Okay, that's actually. Okay, good to know. But I believe it's because Anthropic actually refused to oblige to Trump's ask. That is, that was something related to the responsible AI, and they wanted to. I'm actually forgetting that exact thing that Trump wanted Anthropic to do.
They wanted to use the weapons without requiring any permission, and they wanted to, I think, scan
the whole area, the map area,
the
actually.
human. So that's
Yeah.
what Anthropic said. No.
So that was the main thing.
That was the reason they have moved to OpenAI.
Yeah. So I think that brings up the next question, but I wouldn't like to actually drag towards that. But I would rather hand it over to Nitya to continue her agenda items. Maybe in the end, I can ask the next question that I wanted to. Over to you, Nitya. Thank you very much for the answers, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah, for engaging everyone with the good questions. Anyone else have any question, or we can go with the community questions which we have gathered? Anyone wants any answer to be done, or we can? I think we can move with the community questions. So my first question, which we gather with the community, is for you, Himani. Like, just give me a second. I'm pulling up that. Yeah. So, what do you think? How do you balance AI learning with a full-time work? As just Aarti mentioned, Ellen must say every single hour, waking up of an hour, you have to spend in learning AI. So, how are you managing with the full-time job and the AI learning, or how every of you mentor is balancing it? I want one like quick rapid fire from all of you.
Right, right. So initially, I was also getting overwhelmed with the kind of knowledge that we are getting bombarded every day, and every day I feel like that I'm missing on this particular tool, or I need to understand about how LLMs work more and go deep inside it. But then again, I don't have that much of a time because I have a life, then I have work to do, so it becomes really tough. So what I have tried to do with myself, and I would recommend everyone, is to create a realistic balance on a weekly basis. So what I have done is that I have logged my 30 minutes daily for AI learning. Now in that 30 minutes, I can hear to maybe a podcast, I can maybe read some articles. So I've joined multiple product communities, and there I go ahead and read what's going new, maybe with Claude, how our fellow product managers using Claude. So what I do is I try to balance it out with learning as well as doing a hands-on on it. So let's say for 2-3 days I understood how, for example, Lovable works, right? Then I tried to build a mini project of myself. So it just takes 30 minutes to build not even 30 minutes. It takes less than that to build a MVP. So you basically learn, you create micro projects, and then you iterate over it. So if you just take out some time of your day, I think that is good enough. Another thing that I feel is some days we are not even able to take 30 minutes out, right? But in our 24-hour span, there are very short micro slots that we have, maybe 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes, when we are just taking a break from whatever we are doing. I think use that as a micro learning session wherein subscribe to some channels on Instagram, on YouTube Shorts, which actually talk about AI. Because I personally found that to be more insightful. I got to know a lot of things from there. So I feel that is one way. Another thing is whatever you are learning, apply that to your work as well. So initially, I was not able to figure out an avenue to apply AI knowledge to the product features I'm building, because initially I was working on some legacy products, so there was no avenue there. So what I did was I automated my research using Co-PilotHow. So I used to do daily research. I used to spend 1 hour. I created an agent around it. I delegated that task to it. Now it gives me the summaries, and I can pick that summary and go ahead with that. So I think start blocking some time for yourself, do micro learning, and apply whatever you are learning to your daily work in whatever capacity that you can. So
Nice.
would be good.
So three takeaways from Himani: micro learning, apply, block your calendar and apply, right? Nice. Concluding. Aarti, now quick 2-3 takeaways from you in 2-3 words. What do you think?
Sure. So, of course, other than using it as everybody else is, and there are a couple of initiatives I'm working on. One of them being a D2C brand. So I ran an entire pipeline on listing the products on the marketplaces without having to do anything myself. You just upload the photos and it does it for you. I used Comet for that. I feel Comet has been very useful in doing these complex workflows and multiple tasks at a time. Second that I used was recently I just built this website end to end. This is something I can share. This was built in like 7 to 8 days, and it has around more than 1 million code of data. 1 million lines of code is there, and I don't come from coding background, so I feel this was really one of the good ones that I can share. Even I felt really good about it. One challenge I will share is like Ananya said is reiteration and reiteration. So one challenge I will share is sometimes, by the way, I built this using Claude. And one challenge I will share is it goes out of orbit sometimes. And when it goes out of orbit, there is no way for it to come back. You have to spend a lot of time and lot of prompts. And then it's like it's tired. You just give up. And after a few
Yeah.
hours, you try again, it comes back into the orbit.
Exactly. Recently, I was also working on a one project in Cloud Code, and then it has the same issue. So what I tried is right now that there are so many libraries of context engineering. I tried few of them, and it's not giving too much results, but it is giving the results at that case. So and then Aarti, coming back to my question. 2 lines takeaway how you can manage AI with your full-time job. 2 words if you have to give anyone to one in a shorter sentences, what it would be. Like Himani suggested, blocking the calendar, micro-learning, and applying it. So what you want to add in this list?
So what Himani said is absolutely right. Doing it is difficult though. I don't know how many of us actually spend that time, but that is spot on. If you can do that, that's perfect. What I would say is just do it rather than like what works for
Waiting.
is do it. Don't read about it. Don't do that. Just start.
Just like a Nike's headline, just do it. Go for it.
I think building the practical aspects helps me more. And what you learn while doing that practical task teaches me far more than any theory.
Nice. So what's Ananya your add-on to this list?
Yeah, I think I come from the background where since I built generative AI product for my living, so I will give you a tiny pinch of truth over a kind of like test of the truth over it. Anyways, we are talking about how we are learning about AI and everything. And
How we are managing learning AI with a
yeah,
full-time
how we are
job.
learning and managing the whole thing, right? Let's just give you a normal example over here. So I since I do very much prompting, rapid prompting and everything. So there are times, as Aarti was mentioning, I am in 150 version of a prompting with some prototyping tool and some time, and then my LLM completely hallucinated. And I'm like, oh, okay, my last 5 days of effort just went through the window. And
Yeah.
that's when the learning curve comes in. And I'm like, how do you even manage this? Wow, how? So I think with the whole blocking time for it, understanding, learning about it, we also need to start implementing that learning in our practical product, like in a day-to-day, whatever the product that you use in our daily work life. Start doing that, because believe me, another very good way to learn about AI products is Reddit. Reddit, you have multiple channels. Just go and subscribe those channels. Believe me, you just keep on scrolling and you will get every news like Anthropic, Claude, Trump, everything. Whatever is happening currently, generative, I get everything over there. But take that. That's easy to read. Implementing it in your like in a practical use case or sell a GenAI product to your customer. Yes, that's where things are missing. That. So yes, if you can implement it, if you can go till that, or you can convince a manager that buy this cloud enterprise for me or for our team, so that we can go and utilize it. And this is how our productivity will increase. Yes, try to do that, and that's where you will actually have your epic learning. Or if you're doing in the coding space or anything, try to implement Codex, the OpenAI agents, and everything. I think so. Use the AI from the practical aspect, like where you can actually automate your daily task in your practical life. So yeah, read from Reddit. That's all.
I think, yeah, that Reddit and X1 news are like insane. Like when you get the non-filter bias in the Reddit, so you can read it and it's like spot on. I am also doing the same right now with the Reddit, and
Yeah.
these channels are like they are actually non-biased. They are not for doing the branding perspective because there's no name anyways in that Reddit. They just people get the thing. So yeah, Reddit on. Cool. So we have five lists. Like the main is schedule the like blocks, keep micro learning, just do it, and then implement what you do and scroll through Reddit and X so that you can be on the top of the game. So nice. Moving to my next question. You all have to answer it in a one word or one sentence, not more than that. It is like a rapid fire, which is like, what is the highest ROI AI skill which you gathered till now in your career growth? No more than one line word or one word.
For me, it has been AI workflow redesigning, identifying the avenues wherein a gap is there to reduce cost and time, and implementing the AI workflow there. So that
Okay.
has given me highest ROI to also make me visible in an organization to take a holding there.
Nice. Aarti, yours?
I would say integrating agents within the workflows.
Nice. So mostly on the workflow side. Ananya?
I'm still thinking. I don't know. It might sound a little bit cliche, but prompt engineering. Because
Yeah.
when you're building agentic AI or anything, you need to do prompt engineering. And believe me, I think I just know 20% of it because in our company, the prompt engineering, the whole aspect are done completely by the researchers, like the PhD scholars, they actually do the prompting. So yeah, I think I'm at 80% more to do over there. So I feel prompt engineering is the where we have the greatest ROI as
It's
of
it's
now.
kind of
Nice.
a it's kind of a 20/80 rule. The better your prompt is, the better your outcome gets.
Exactly. If better your prompt, that's a bread and butter to everything. You learn good prompting, you can build anything.
Okay. So with this, I'm concluding this session with my last question. That what is the one piece of advice you would give with to all the women out there, or all the people out there to lead and thrive in AI world and making AI as their career co-pilots?
So from my end, as Aarti mentioned, and all of us have been mentioning it throughout, that just go ahead and do it. Don't overthink it. Minutest of learning that you have, just go and implement it and be very vocal about it in your organization. If you have built a smallest of agent that is maybe automating just 15 minutes of task, go ahead and tell it that I have done it. Go and tell your teammates to use it. Get that visibility, because what happens is we as women, we think that what we have done is not that considerable. It is not going to make an impact. And I think that is a bias that we all have. So break that bias, break that barrier, and just start implementing stuff and tell your organization that I've done this, see how we can improve it. So that would be my.
That's a takeaway. Aarti?
Yeah, what I would say is build one domain specific agent. It can be something like a farmer in Punjabi language, right? Something that would help them. So build one very small domain specific agent.
Ananya?
Just do it. That's all.
You stick to it, just do it. The Nike's tagline.
Yeah, just do it because yeah, just build it. Just build an agent. Just brag about it, talk about it, whatever. Just do it. I mean, don't sit tight. AI is not a boom. Like everybody is expecting that it's just a boom. It will just go away and everything. No, it's basically like .com. It's like the internet revolution. So AI is gonna stay for next 10, 15 years. 20 years, I
Yeah.
think. Next we have the another revolution. It will be staying. So use it. I mean, I'm not using it before it gets too late. That's all I think. Yeah. Do it.
Yeah, fine. So thank you so much, everyone. Before wrapping up the session, I would like my audience to, do you have any certain questions? We can take up one or two questions maybe, and then we can conclude. Or do you want to share your thoughts how the session would be? So happy to listen that.
I
Anyone?
really, I really appreciate everyone's views, really very educative and uh, like kind of it's inspiring others to go ahead and just do it kind of like
Today's session's tagline is just
yeah,
do it.
tagline,
Just
yeah,
do it.
it's
Yeah.
something like that. So I've like with that all this AI boom and listening and looking, and I mean for the last 1 year or so I've been thinking about this hypothetical question that I have, and I really don't really see that this is nothing technical or not domain specific, but just a thought that is there in my mind, maybe for everyone. So do you think in the next like 5 years down the line, the number of people that we need or require to code things is going to drastically come down? Or do you see that, maybe the next generation engineers, they don't really have to code anything, and do they just have to have the knowledge about AI agents and tools, and that's sufficient? It's really hypothetical because I'm really not sure how the landscape is going to shape up. But just a thought. If anybody wants to answer, yeah, please do so.
Yeah, I'll share my thoughts. So this is like a calculator a movement, right? When calculators were invented, all the mathematicians did a strike. They felt that mathematics is going to die. There's no use of us. So I think we are having a similar movement now. I don't think there's going to be job loss. Even if there is a job loss, there is going to be new jobs that are going to be coming up. One of the leading AI company founder said that today, if we need 100 lines of code, only 1 line of code is being written. So only
Yes.
1% of code is being written. So instead of job loss, why can't we just maybe if our roadmap of 5 years, we can complete that within 6 months, right?
Right.
We can evolve faster. So yes, execution only roles will be automated, but a huge bunch of new opportunities in terms of how do you evaluate an AI model or an output of an AI model, AI governance, right? All these new roles are going to come up. Is my perspective.
Wonderful. Yeah. Or maybe how do you reduce the hallucinations or those biases or the prehistoric biases what the AI has? Maybe that can become a bigger challenge. Yeah,
That
absolutely.
is already a very big challenge. And that's the thing which we are always dealing in production, because one profanity, one hallucination will basically lead to a churn of customer.
Right.
So I think with time, in fact, in our company, we are already planning to introduce a role like that. Not very sure what the name will be, but it is kind of encompassing. They will be GenAI SME, like subject matter expert, and running across different departments and everything. And their work will be just to more of a scrum master or like a PO for GenAI, something like that role is going to come up very soon. So I think coding wise and everything, as for the line of codes, what you will be writing and everything from the developer aspect, no, that's not going to be reduced. As Aarti mentioned, the roadmap, yes, that like we will be trying to will be achieving it way faster, but we still, in fact, we really need humans in this. Yes, if there are like 15 engineers working, people might reduce like 2 to 3 engineers, not more than that. We still will need to have our job. AI won't be able to take our job. That's for sure. We still will be able to.
But the people who are using AI would be taken. So as we say. Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Karuna. And thanks,
Hi.
Jalija. She asked both the questions before me.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And before I could answer, Ananya answered like for a Scrum Master, how it is. This job will go, the Scrum Master job. So I'm a Scrum Master currently.
Okay. No. It's not a Scrum Master job on go. It's like so we have basically introduced something like a Scrum Master. So it's a Scrum Master for generative AI. Something like
Yes,
that.
yes.
So they are the SMEs in GenAI. So they kind of look over what is happening in the across organization. So yeah.
Right.
So,
Got it. So,
Basically, how I see it, Karuna, is that the roles are going to convert. So right now you
yeah.
are a Scrum Master, right? in next 5 to 10 years, what the expectation shift will be that while you are managing Scrum, you are maybe also come up with business requirements, or maybe you are able to manage both business requirements as well as managing Scrum, talking to engineers,
Yes.
doing much more than what you are doing right now, because most of the time consuming things have
Yeah.
now been may get replaced by AI tools. So basically what we need to do is expand our horizon, and also be very adaptable to new shifts. So
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the next
Yes.
wave of transformation that's
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
But
Till
I
recent.
think one skill that AI cannot take from us is negotiating with the
Yes.
stakeholders, and
Yes.
calming
Definitely.
them
There
down
is a
when
human touch.
they're
Human touch is
Negotiate,
always
yeah.
required.
Thinking, creative thinking, innovative thinking, convincing,
Yeah.
negotiating,
It cannot. Yes.
not a
Yes.
human
Yes.
skill.
Definitely. Agreed. Agreed. So, like, till recently, I was away from AI, but maybe a month or so, I'm also moving. I'm just starting my baby steps only. So now I find it's important that even I move to AI. No, at least I should be knowing what is happening around, for that at least. Otherwise, I'll be nowhere in this current world. So what do you say? Like, I have kids who are just coming up into just getting into this job culture, just in studying. So it is all going to be AI only, this genetic AI and all these. They should learn those tools, because we were thinking, why don't we move them to the core engineering, core side, like mechanical and all those. But what I hear is, in a few years, even that will be taken over. Right? Even the mechanical and whatever we are thinking right now is safe is not safe. I mean, not safe in the sense next 2 years. Right now, we are automating the tester's job, the developer's job. We are reducing the time taken, like the time span that one of you were mentioning, right? Which was taking 1 year before, it will now take 6 months. So, what are the future jobs for our kids? That is my last question. Thank you.
Yeah.
Uh, so I'll just add a few points to it, and maybe Aarti and Ananya can add this. How what I see is data science is going to be a big emerging field here. So anyone who's entering new should understand statistics, how statistics works, understand data science language, get into a little bit deep inside of LLM working, and have hands-on into Python and LangChain frameworks, because that will form the core of it. So it's like once everyone moved to internet, so nobody asked that, do you know internet? It was supposed that everyone knows it. So it's going to be the similar thing. So that's my take on
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I feel the future jobs are going to be in robotics and biohacking and energy, like energy generation and energy sector. So if they pick any of these three fields, I think they would be safe.
Sure.
I feel.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Arun.
Ananya, your views?
I feel that I think I resonate more with Himani. I don't have much of a I've never thought in that perspective, but yeah, I feel the data science, artificial intelligence, DSEI will be obviously an emerging B-Tech engineering role. I mean, it's already there, but I think the scope, and or we will have more of a generative AI specific engineers. Like that will be a B-Tech degree, like a bachelor technology that will be a trade. I feel that's going to happen very soon.
Yeah. To sum up, I would say, like, like our previous generation was a web first generation, which are very hands on. This our first generation to be
Yeah,
Gen AI first generation, who are very familiar with the, like, our previous generation, like our generation, we are using Doc, Google Slides, and all very frequently. Nobody has that as a skill right now because we are doing it from childhood whenever we are making up PPTs in school as well. But now these people will be using Gen AI tools from the starting GPTs, and also this Gen AI first generation.
yeah, true.
Yeah, just adding to that, I think one last thing, what I would also think would come up is the semiconductor industry, because we need a lot of chips
Exactly.
for the AI. I think they require a lot of computing power. So I think semiconductor industry is really going to boom, and the data centers are really going
Data
to have.
centers.
Yeah,
They have a lot of scope. Managing and maintaining those data centers would be a challenge. Having them internally in India is going to be a boon for us.
right. Like just adding to this, our recently at AI Impact Summit, the Mr. Reliance Industry Mukesh Ambani from Reliance Industries, he has said that he's investing some 700 or something crores rupees for just making our India's own data centers, so it will be accessible to everyone. So I think in India, data centers are being there, like
Right,
so.
right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
3,000 crore plus they are
yeah, so,
going to invest. Yeah.
exactly. Like yeah, I'm not sure about the exact amount, but I've that I really like the way they are saying the energy consumption in the data center, making their command is like they want to make AI accessible, Gen AI accessible to everyone, just like they have made geo accessible internet to everyone. So that's their vision for the country.
So they are
Yeah.
investing 1 lakh crore in
Yeah,
this.
exactly.
Because in the summit speech, I think he said it was more than 3,000 crore, but
Yeah.
okay, it was during those AI summit days I heard to his speech. Okay, thank you,
Yes.
Arti, for the correction.
Yeah. So yeah, just one last question from me. Who are the stakeholders involved in their order of engagement and role? Sinin, can you bit more clarify like what does the context of it? I think she has asked this question before. So yeah. Cool. I think we are ahead of time. We can wrap up this session now. So thank you so much, all the speakers, incredible audience for being engaging and insightful, thoughtful insights. I myself have a lot of takeaways from this, like even from the questions audience and the discussions we have. So just right now, like AI is no more just a tool, as Aarti also suggests, it has more of a governance, as Himani suggests, it's a more of a co-pilot. And so AI is not just a tool right now, but it is a career co-pilot, or it is a next web era where we all are being get with the AI. So now no, with that ending on the note that the most of the professionals, no matter what you are working in right now, in the marketing space, in the product space, in the software space, in the robotic space, in any space, AI is going to be there, and the professionals who adapt and learn and lead with AI are going to be there. For example, just adding one instance to it, like Mama Earth's founder said they have actually built a formula of a shampoo with an AI. So in that case, in that even a product building perspective, AI is there. So yeah, for this we have to upskill AI. We have to learn every waking hour, as Aarti said. I really resonate with it to learn about the AI, because there are a lot of like if you spend, I would say, like if you spend 1 hour in the X or Reddit, you will be overwhelmed with the news of AI every day. Even if you have spent yesterday, you have feel something new is there, like Anthropic's releases, OpenAI's releases, etc. So with that, coming to end, that we have to adapt with AI. We have to get it as a career co-pilot. The more we get friendly with AI and comfortable with adapting it, the more we grow in the career. And it's not here to replace it. It here to amplify our career and act as a co-pilot who can take off our career to the next level instead of getting away with the jobs. So yeah, on this, I thank you so much for every speakers to be there. Wishing you all a very happy Women's Day, and we wish you a continued growth in your AI career journey.
Thank you so much,
And
Nitya. Thanks for everyone.
yeah, sure.
Thank you so
And
much.
if everyone wants to know about these AI sessions and all, please do join our community. Have our you can subscribe to our Apple Podcast, Spotify, or a YouTube for all these AI conversations with Malti had with the speakers, prominent speakers from industry. So do visit, do check it. I have shared the link in the chat section. I'll just share it again. our community page. We'll learn AI as a community, because Malti's vision is like, in the community we learn more than in community, rather than being in a learning as a silos. So we are looking forward to all of you joining with us, and we'll move forward. Thank you so much. Happy Women's Day. Any ending notes from speaker, or we can wrap up the session?
I'm good.